Let's start with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 2, text 23. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Let's read the purport. All kinds of weapons, swords, flame weapons, rain weapons, tornado weapons, etc., are unable to kill the spirit soul. It appears that there were many kinds of weapons made of earth, water, air, ether, etc., in addition to the modern weapons of fire. Even the nuclear weapons of the modern age are classified as fire weapons, but formerly there were other weapons made of all different types of material elements. Fire weapons were counteracted by water weapons, which are now unknown to modern science. Nor do modern scientists have knowledge of tornado weapons. Nonetheless, the soul can never be cut into pieces, nor annihilated by any number of weapons, regardless of scientific devices. So, annihilated means जैसे कि एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया उसको और खत्म हो गया, एज इफ यू जस्ट swallowed it and digested it. It's called annihilated. मतलब it will never now come back to its own shape or take any other form. It's called annihilated. The Mayavadi cannot explain how the individual soul came into existence simply by ignorance and consequently became covered by the illusory energy. Nor was it ever possible to cut the individual souls from the original Supreme Soul. Rather, the individual souls are eternally separated parts of the Supreme Soul. Because there are atomic individual souls eternally, Sanatan, it's called Sanatan. Atomic individual souls eternally is called Sanatan. They are prone to be covered by the illusory energy, and thus they become separated from the association of the Supreme Lord, just as the sparks of a fire, although one in quality with the fire, are prone to be extinguished when out of the fire. Yes, very beautiful. In the Varaha Puran, the living entities are described as separated parts and parcels of the Supreme. They are eternally so, according to the Bhagwat Geeta also. So, even after being liberated from illusion, Maya, illusionary energy or materialistic world, when you are liberated from all the materials in your life. So, what are the materials in your life? Your clothes, your house, your car, your laptops, your body itself is material. Everything is material. Yes. So when you're liberated from this illusion, the living entity remains a separate entity, as is evident from the teachings of the Lord to Arjun. Arjun became liberated by the knowledge received from Krishna, but he never became one with Krishna. Yes. Let's move to text 24. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burnt or dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Let's read the purport. All these qualifications of the atomic soul definitely prove that the individual soul is eternally the atomic particle of the spirit whole, and he remains the same atomic eternally without change. The theory of monism is very difficult to apply in this case because the individual soul is never expected to become one homogeneously. Yes, you are never expected to become one. You are always expected to become in the same frequency, but not one. Yes, many people can exist in the same frequency. Even today, we can understand that. After liberation from material contamination, the atomic soul may prefer to remain as a spiritual spark in the effulgent rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Effulgent rays are the rays that you see when the God is standing और background में जो rays होते हैं जो दिखाते हैं जैसे that is called effulgence and वो वहां से जो rays आते हैं उसको called effulgent rays. But the intelligent souls enter into the planets to associate with the personality of Godhead. Yes. The word sarvagat, that is all pervading, is significant because there is no doubt that living entities are all over God's creation. They live on the land, in the water, in the air, within the earth, and even within fire. The belief that they are sterilized in fire is not acceptable because it is clearly stated here that the soul cannot be burnt by fire. Of course, fire is used to burn all the material energy around it, illusory energy around it, but you cannot burn the soul itself. Therefore, there is no doubt that there are living entities also in the sun planet with suitable bodies to live there. So even sun planet has living entities. Yeah. So God can create anything, right? If the sun globe is uninhabited, then the world sarvagata, that is living everywhere, becomes meaningless. So we are saying that every planet, everywhere, wherever there is energy, the material energy, there is a living entity there present. Maybe not many, maybe few, but there is. Yes. Let's move to text 20. Even in sun, there is a living entity, they are saying. Means to live on sun planet also, they might have a different kind of body. It's not like the same that we have here because we are made of water, right? Let's move to text 25. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Yes. Let's read the purport. All these things about the soul we are saying because we want to convince Arjun that you are not killing anyone. You are not killing the soul. Soul cannot be killed. So why lament? Let's read the purport. As described previously, the magnitude of the soul is so small for our material calculation that he cannot be seen even by the most powerful microscope. Therefore, he is invisible. He, as in the soul, is invisible. As far as the soul's existence is concerned, no one can establish his existence experimentally beyond the proof of Shruti or Vedic wisdom. Only Vedic literature has written, and it is the proof that if you believe in Vedic literature, then you have the proof that soul exists. Otherwise, with these modern things, they have not yet discovered there is a soul. There's anything called soul. So our modern scientists and everything, they are still lacking a lot of knowledge. And imagine these people had so much knowledge, like beyond, you know. We have to accept this truth because there is no other source of understanding the existence of the soul, although it is a fact by perception. There are many things we have to accept solely on the grounds of superior authority. Yes, I cannot prove it, but I have a superior authority which says that this is this, so I have to accept it. I have to believe it. Yes, that is what God is saying. I am God, so believe in me because I know more. And whoever you must have seen, whoever is more knowledgeable or more literate, you start listening to that person. Yeah, you start accepting that person, right? So this is the general tendency. So of course अभी गॉड के पास तो सारा ही नॉलेज है, तो हम गॉड में क्यों ना बिलीव करें? No one can deny the existence of his father based upon the authority of his mother. There is no source of understanding the identity of the father except by the authority of the mother. Yes, only mother can tell who is the father, right? Similarly, there is no source of understanding the soul except by studying the Vedas. In other words, the soul is inconceivable by human experimental knowledge. The soul is consciousness and conscious. That also is the statement of the Vedas, and we have to accept that. Unlike the bodily changes, there is no change in the soul. And eternally unchangeable, the soul remains atomic in comparison to the infinite Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is infinite and atomic soul is infinitesimal. Infinitesimal. I don't know this word. One second. Let's see. Infinitesimal. Meaning extremely small. Okay. Extremely small. Okay. That's the meaning of infinitesimal. Therefore, the infinitesimal soul, being unchangeable, can never become equal to the infinite soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This concept is repeated by the Vedas in different ways just to confirm the stability of the conception of the soul. Repetition of something is necessary in order that we understand the matter thoroughly without error. Yes. So we will further discuss on the soul now. Text 26. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty aunt. Let's read the purport. There is always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhists who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. Yes, we do have such philosophers. When Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagwat Geeta, it appears that such philosophers existed and they were known as the Yatikas and Vaibhashikas. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. The modern material scientists and materialist philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements and at a certain stage the life symptoms develop, maybe by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. So they think that physical and chemical elements of the material elements interact with each other, and once they reach a certain point, they start giving you symptoms of life. That now the life is coming in. Okay. The science of the anthropology is based on this philosophy. Currently, many pseudo religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic, non devotional Buddhist sect. Even if Arjun did not believe in the existence of the soul, as is as in the Vaibhashika's philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of a certain bulk of chemicals and stops discharging his prescribed duty. अगर ये बॉडी सिर्फ केमिकल का ही बना है तो फिर इसको डिस्ट्रॉय करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है कोई on the other hand in modern science and scientific warfare so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving victory over the enemy. Yeah, like currently the war situation, we can relate to that. According to the Vaibhashika family, sorry, Vaibhashika's philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. मतलब as you get old, soul vanish हो जाता है, according to that. So in any case, whether Arjun accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament. According to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished every moment, there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there are no rebirth for the soul, Arjun had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reactions due to his killing his grandfather and teacher. But at the same time, मतलब पुण्य और पाप का तो फिर कोई हिसाब करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है ना अगर मैंने किल कर दिया उसको देयर इज नो नीड क्योंकि देयर इज नो देन अगर सोल ही नहीं है तो पुण्य पाप क्या पाप भी किया तो उसका मुझे थोड़ी ना भुगतना है नेक्स्ट जन्म में या कभी भी कर दिया मैंने पाप वो पाप मेरे साथ ही धुल जाएगा जब मेरा पाप मैं भी मर जाऊंगा करेक्ट सो देयर इज नो कैरी फॉरवर्ड okay so what is the point of lamenting correct at the same time Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjun as Mahabahu mighty armed because he at least did not accept the theory of Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. As a Kshatriya, Arjun belonged to the Vedic culture and it behooved him to continue to follow its principles. Yes. Let's move to text 27. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Let's read the purport. One has to take birth according to one's activities of life, and after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. So जो भी एक्टिविटीज हम करने के लिए ये लाइफ लिया है ये लाइफ हुआ है हमारा वो एक्टिविटीज जब खत्म हो जाती है तब हमें डेथ मिल जाती है टू गेट इनटू द नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी टर्म ओके सो देयर इज नो नीड टू लैमेंट कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ या ऐसा क्यों कोई मर गया ऐसे कैसे हो गया यू नो नो मतलब उसका टाइम हो गया है और वो चला गया लेट्स बी वेरी um, let's be very practical over here that there's no point of living further if your activities are complete because there is a next term awaiting you. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. Yes? The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event. Yes, it was the will of the God that battle should happen. That's why it happened. Nothing happens without his will. Let's understand that. And to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of his relatives since he was discharging his proper duty? So there is a higher cause for which Arjun is fighting. So why should he feel aggrieved when of killing his relatives when he is doing his duty for a higher cause. Okay, he did not serve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts of which he was afraid. Yes. So he was afraid that अगर मैं कुछ गलत कर रहा हूँ ये वॉर फाइट करके तो इसका रिएक्शन भी मुझे भुगतना पड़ेगा तो मुझे वो नहीं भुगतना है. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. Yes. Let's move to text 28. डिग्रेड हो जाएगा ना. अभी उसको पता चल रहा है कि अगर मैं फाइट नहीं करूंगा और अभी मैं ऐसे सोचूंगा कि इसका रिएक्शन मुझे भुगतना पड़ेगा तो फिर मैं तो गलत पाथ चुन रहा हूं और उसका रिएक्शन भी मुझे भुगतना पड़ेगा विच इज मोर बैड which would be definitely more bad and it will be definitely. Text 28. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning. Yes, we don't manifest it. कोई आकार नहीं बनता उसका. Manifestation. जैसे कि आप सोचते हो कि मुझे सामने माउंटेन दिखना चाहिए. आप सोचते रहो 2 महीना 3 महीना 1 साल 2 साल and you will end up seeing a mountain in front of you. कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन हो जाएगा कुछ डिस्ट्रक्शन हो जाएगा एंड वहां पे माउंटेन खड़ा होके आ जाएगा आपके पास. दिस इज द पावर ऑफ माइंड. तो ये होता है मैनिफेस्टेशन. जो आपने सोचा वो आपका बन गया लेकिन वो कैसा बनेगा ये नहीं पता. मे बी इट इज मेड ऑफ सीमेंट, मे बी इट्स मेड ऑफ रॉक्स, मे बी इट्स मेड ऑफ सैंड. That is decided only by the material elements, how they react to your manifestation. Yes. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So, what need is there for lamentation? Yes. Let's read the purport. Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul, and the other believing in the not believing in the existence of the soul. There is no cause for lamentation in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet, even if, for argument's sake, we accept this atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. They are unmanifested before creation. Yes. From this subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation. Just as from ether air is generated, from air fire is generated, from fire water is generated, and from water earth becomes manifested. From the earth, many varieties of manifestation take place. Take, for example, a big skyscraper manifested from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of the conservation of energy remains, but in course of time, things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. Yes. Then what cause is there for lamentation either in the stage of manifestation or in unmanifestation? Somehow or other, even in the unmanifested stage, things are not lost. Both are at the beginning and at the end. All elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are they manifested. And this does not make any real material difference. Yes? And if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in the Bhagwat Geeta that these material bodies are perishable in the due course of time, antavanta ime deha, but that the soul is eternal, nitya shoktaha saririnaha, saririnaha. then we must that remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the changing of a dress? The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, we may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king, but when we wake up, we can see that we are neither in the sky nor seated on the chariot. So, Vedic wisdom encourages self realization on the basis of the non existence of the material body. Yes. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or one does not believe in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation for loss of the body. Yes. Let's end here. इसके बाद ये तो बहुत बड़ा. Yes. Let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.